people oftentimes, specifically the people who are releasing the dog to us, get real upset about the fact that we rename every dog or almost every dog that comes into rescue. And so we're going to talk about some of the reasons why we do that and also some of the reasons why it doesn't matter.
Oh my dog. Dog. Oh my dog.
Oh, my dog, hey.
Oh my dog, hello.
We're back.
Back again.
We're going to have some fun today.
Easy peasy, baby squeezy. We're going to do a little topic roulette.
Yeah.
Not the same as chat roulette.
We were just talking about before we started. And
Don't you dare. This is not chat roulette.
it is not chat roulette. But do you remember that, those of you who are of a certain age? Hilarious.
Was it video?
It was video. So you
But
would
they
get...
still do that now, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure. I could go on the website. I don't care if my algorithm gets fluffed. But everybody would be in the dorm room and we would go on chat roulette and then you would, and then the person would come up and it was just the person sitting there doing whatever they were doing in that moment.
And you could hit next.
And you could quickly hit next, or you could chat with them and talk with them in person live, or you could say go on.
I never actually did it. But
I did it all the time.
I remember seeing videos of it. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to do a little topic roulette to start off the episode.
Oh, chat roulette still exists.
Does it?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Maybe I'll give it a try.
Oh, I'm on here. This is funny. Okay, allow while visiting
you should
the site.
do it live.
I'm doing it right now.
Let's see what happens.
Take photo. All right, hold on. My crazy glasses. You gotta take your picture for your profile. Okay, terrible photo. Use it. Okay, here we go.
No cares. Ooh.
What?
Next.
Next. Skip. Wait. Oh, hi. Oh, he didn't want to be on our podcast.
Rude.
Rude. Say something unhinged.
It's not.
Like it. That's not
Oh.
good. No, they look like they got.
Hey.
Hi.
We're doing a podcast right now. And we just happened to remember that chat roulette was a thing.
I saw your picture and I was like, are they doing a podcast?
Yeah, legit right now.
Called it.
Yeah, a podcast about dogs, of all things.
Oh
So-
my dog, the podcast.
Oh My Dog, the podcast.
Check it out.
Okay, that's all. We're leaving. Bye.
I love dogs.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I think you could do an episode like that.
Just a chat
Hilarious.
roulette.
I just need to put a mic closer to the speaker on your computer.
Right, or plug in my computer to your board.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be fun.
Like,
that
what do
could
you?
It
Like,
could get weird.
what do you
Oh,
love
it's
about
gonna get
dogs?
weird.
What's your favorite part about dogs?
The,
Did you have
the
one?
guy with all the muscles and the short arms clicked off of us
No.
immediately. He said no.
That could be really sweet, though.
Could be fun.
A mystery guest, a chat roulette guest.
And just hold your dog
Episode.
up. And our topic is, if you love dogs, don't click next or whatever. And then we talk about them and their dogs, like
love
completely
this.
random.
Let's do it.
Okay, done. Anyway, now that we've chat rouletted,
Time to topic roulette.
time to topic
Okay.
roulette. But first, a few things.
Oh,
Are we going to...
housekeeping.
Well, I don't know. Oh, one thing we didn't get to on our last episode that I wanted to call out, we are working really hard to close down a breeder. And by close down, doesn't mean we're going and hammering the door shut. It means that we've been working really diligently to create a relationship with someone who is an active breeder, but willing and interested in retiring.
Yes.
And so...
Which is the only type of breeder that we work with.
That is correct, yes. Or one that got in trouble and the state asked us to help. But so we've got this breeder who has needed to retire for about 10 years, but finally is doing so. They have been multiple years listed on the HSUS Horrible 100 breeders, which means that they've had multiple infractions that were so bad that they were listed in the worst 100 breeders in the country multiple times. Okay. So we have, and I say this lightly, befriended these people so that when it came time for them to retire, we would help them to gracefully do so that the dogs would be safe.
Right.
Right. We are down. We just took 2 dogs from them, and we are down to the final 2. And I desperately am seeking fosters for these 2 dogs. The 2 that we got in are actually doing quite well.
For breeder dogs.
But breeder dogs are tough. So if you want to say yes, make sure you ask questions to Holly and I about what it actually means to take on a breeder release dog if you haven't done so before, just so you understand what you're getting into. But they're little small dogs. It's not an issue.
It's totally doable. It's not a big scary situation.
It's not scary at all.
You just need to do things kind of
slowly.
A certain way.
Yeah, a certain way is right.
Which we're happy to walk you through.
That's right. Yeah, Holly and I are very both familiar with taking in breeder release dogs. So anyway, 2 left. And then I get to say that Holly and I finally, over the course of the last 3 years-ish, have successfully done this and like completed this mission to shutter the doors of this place that needed to close for a really long time.
I remember questioning you about this several months ago.
Yeah.
Because
she's like, are they going to keep breeding? I was like, no, I know this is, but
me, I was like, because this was your relationship.
Yep, yeah.
It was a relationship that you had fostered, and I was supportive of it. And,
yeah.
Happy to help where you needed me, but this was your gig, and that's cool. That's how this works.
But as
you've got your gigs, I got my gigs. We're all doing our gigs. But at some point, I was like, "Hey, Kara,
are we going to be done
but
here
like
soon?"
Also, they're not still breeding, right? Like we're following our mission. We're staying true to ourselves, right? And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
And I actually,
let's go.
But then at the same time, I was like, I better ask her just to be sure. So I sent a message to the breeder and I said, just so you know, our policy is this.
Right.
Are you truly retiring? And she said, absolutely. And you guys are the only ones. We're the only people that or only rescue she's ever released dogs to, ever in the history. Like, for whatever reason, she decided that she could trust us and has done so. I mean, remember the story about when the old guy fell down inside my house? That's these people, right? Like, it's an elderly couple, and I've been fostering this relationship for a really long time, and I'm really excited, but it's killing me because they've been asking me for help for months for these last 4 dogs, and we haven't been able to find people to say yes, and I desperately want these last 2 out of there immediately so that we can be done, and I'm sure they do too, because I don't think they re-upped their licensing. So I think they need them to be gone. So anyway, if you're at all interested in listening, please hop in. And then I also bring this up because I wanted to give a big thank you to Bree at Clipperdoodle Doo for opening up her salon, and then Marianne and Heaven for coming in immediately when asked to groom the other 2 of the last 4 dogs from this place.
And that third one. Where did that other one
Oh, and the owner release one that was so matted. I thought we were going to have to sedate. It was really tough. I held that dog's face in my armpit while they were buzzing, and it was pain. Like, the dog was in pain, but then immediately relief. And Heaven, she does a really good job of explaining to the foster how the dog's going to react for the next few days after a major groom like that. She says the dog's going to be bruised, they're going to be sore, they're going to be scared and sensitive, and don't worry, it's okay. And we can do pain meds if necessary and things like that. But it was really a traumatic groom, that owner release one. So they did 3 dogs, all 3 desperately needed grooms, and they all 3 are darling now. Like, they look very
and they
good.
are like brand new dogs. They're
that Westie is beautiful.
I mean, not just physical appearance. I'm saying like they're good
dogs.
They're bouncing their step. They've got energy.
Completely different dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. They look good. They feel good. They, for the first time, are sleeping in beds. They're experiencing life without a matted coat. Like, they're really doing well. And the work that our volunteer groomers are doing is just insane. Like, stuff that Holly and I can't do. Like, we can't help them this way, and it would cost us hundreds and hundreds of dollars to be able to do this. Like, we had early on a sedated groom that we had to do, and that was probably necessary one way or another. But to have this network of groomers that is always willing to say yes, 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 and Bree being willing to open up her wonderful new salon to us all the time with no questions asked is just a game changer.
Such a blessing.
It's huge. It's huge.
And I would like to point out that groomers, as far as their equipment goes, it's a lot like the person that cuts your hair, your hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably lost on a lot of people that good shears that a stylist use are hundreds of dollars, like if not over
$5,000, $6,000, $7,000. And the blades themselves are like $40, $50, $60, $70, $80 for the blade. And to groom one of these dogs for us will kill a blade.
Yeah.
So
then they go and get them sharpened, Which brings me to my next point. So we get donated grooming kits all the time. I mean, people
Shit grooming kits from
Yes.
Amazon, but yes.
and even if they're not shit, they're most likely pretty dull.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to, because I hate putting shit in the landfill and just replacing it with new, even though it's probably more cost effective. I don't like it. So my dad, who shears sheep, and he sharpens his own combs and cutters for his sheep shearer. I was like, hey, could you maybe try it out and see, like, can you sharpen these comb, like, they're not combs, but they're like the shears with the on the wall clippers. Anyway, they're not the same, apparently. And so I happened to be, and Kara was caught completely off guard with this, but I happened to take all of my kitchen knives to a professional knife sharpener before I went to the Humane Lobby Day. And Kara goes, what?
You did who with where and who? What?
You're doing what? And I said, I'm taking all my kitchen knives in to get sharpened. I'm dropping them off on the way to the Capitol. And she goes, what?
I have a knife that if it were to get so dull that it couldn't open my dog food bag, which is what I use it for, that I would just get a new knife. Like, what do you mean?
So this guy in Valley Junction, his name is Chad, and he runs Edge sharpeners, something like that. Anyway, super cool guy. He will sharpen your knives like brand new. I mean, I had 2 Shun knives, which are like $100 piece knives, top end chef knives.
Yeah.
And the tip, I've had them for years and years and years. The tips have broke off of them.
Like, what are you doing with these knives that your tip's breaking off? Because I'm opening dog food bags and my knife still has a pointy end.
And he I don't know what he did, but there's a tip on it now.
Wow.
I mean, he didn't glue a tip on. He
sharpened it
down so it now has a tip again.
Holy shit.
Anyway, he'll do it for $5 a knife all day long. And if you drop it off before noon, same day service. I know that really excites me a lot.
I'm
I know
happy
you
that
don't
you're
understand.
happy about your knives. And now you all know Holly has an entire collection of very sharp knives at her house.
do.
So don't fluff around.
I do a lot of cooking and canning and preparing and things like that. But
She's
anyway,
a settler, basically.
when I went to take my knives in, I thought, hey, maybe he can sharpen these clippers. Because I have like 4 sets of clippers, dog clippers,
Yeah.
that have been donated to us.
Sure.
But they're shit because they're dull.
Yeah.
And so I took him into him, and he basically told me the same thing. He's like, yeah, you'd probably be cheaper off just replacing them entirely. I was like, I don't really want to do that. He goes, well, you can take them up to Edge Pro in Ames, and that's where Bree takes all of her clippers is Edge Pro. They have like a contract.
And my mother, who is a barber, takes her
Yes.
human shears to Edge Pro to
So
sharpen.
when they buy these clippers, hairstylists or groomers, when they buy these clippers, like Kara said, they're $40, $50, $60 a piece, depending on the
just for the blade.
the size.
Yeah.
And then you got the handheld piece on top of that, and then you got sharpening on top of that, and all the things. So when
They're spending money
Yeah.
to help us with these dogs.
yes, and I personally can't afford to have all of my dogs groomed, so I take that into account when I'm looking at adopting a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't adopt dogs that need groomed
grooming?
every 6 weeks.
No.
That's just not my thing. And I do a majority of the grooming myself, and twice a year I take them to a professional groomer and they get a professional cut and I pay for it. But the rest of the time I just do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. Sorry, Charlie, but
Yep.
if I have to get a bad haircut every once in a while, so do you.
But you don't, though. Boopy gets her hair done at least 20 times more often than I do, but it is worth it.
So just take that into account. I know that sometimes that grooming bill can seem a little steep, but they are doing, they're doing great work. It's a skill. It's a talent. It takes money to make the thing happen. And also, they're doing other work outside of your dog's grooming for free, like for rescues like Oh My Dog.
And I would encourage you to, when you are looking for a groomer for your dog, ask if they volunteer for rescue. Like, why would you not want to give your money and business to someone who is volunteering their time and efforts outside of what money they're making from grooming your dog? So, I mean, Heaven and Marianne and Bree. So Marianne and Bree are at Clipperdoodle-Doo, and Heaven is at
Dogs
Inn in Ankeny. All of them greatly deserve your business because they have done so much. I can't even explain it. I mean, thousands of dollars worth of work at this point.
Yes.
So
and at the drop of a hat.
Yeah,
Not like,
no
well, I
question.
can get you in next Tuesday. Like, I'll meet you at the salon in 25 minutes.
like a Sunday morning.
Yes.
They're like, I'll see you there at 11. Like, what?
Right.
That's unheard of. They're very dedicated and wonderful. So
We love them.
yeah, very much. So that's that. On that note, we have anything else we need to talk about? Any other items that we wanted to discuss? Otherwise, we're going to talk about a couple random topics.
I'm ready for topic roulette.
Okay.
Would you like to pick a letter?
Is this going to be my letter?
Oh, that one.
No. Get us on the site. Okay, I'll pick a letter.
Let me see if that's a topic first.
It might be.
That would be hilarious.
That would be helpful if it is.
Nope, they don't call it that. Is there another word for it?
M?
Oh. I don't know.
Okay, so what we're alluding to is on my way here, I got a text message from somebody who said, you know what you should talk about on your podcast?
If I search this, it's going to go.
That's
into
why I'm
my
afraid to
search
talk about it and search it. It's
history.
bad.
Oh, it is here. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Great.
Okay, good. I picked the letter H. They said you should talk about
Why do dogs hump? And I'm
Holly-
doing the humping motion
Holly's
for you
humping.
while listening.
She looks like a deranged chihuahua that is like 100 years old and like doesn't know where to point it, but he's humping away.
So why do dogs hump?
And I think that everybody, when they see a dog humping or like doing that behavior, whether it be at another dog or on their own or on a stuffed animal or whatever, they think, oh, this must be a sexual behavior, right? And they
Right.
get grossed out by it, and it's a whole thing.
Radar does this occasionally, and Stanley, but he does it like on a pillow. But Stanley will do it to Reese. But it's so random and so infrequent and just so
My dogs have
and
never.
as soon as I tell him, "Hey, knock it off," you don't see it again for
super
a
weird.
month and a half.
It is odd, like the number of dogs that both of us have, like we don't see in our internal packs of them doing it. And I think it's because the hierarchy is already
Sure.
set and it's there and there's no reason for them to do that. They're all spayed and neutered. They know who's in charge. You know, there's not a lot of humping happening. But I remember growing up, like going over to friends' houses and like their dog jumping up on my leg and like trying to hump me, like that kind of thing. Like that being a thing. I haven't experienced that as a dog owner, but I know it is a problem with some dogs.
Sure.
Right. So what causes this? What are they doing? Is it they're not trying to make babies with your leg or with the other dog? Like what are they doing?
So this is an article, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm going to just say the last name. DVM PhD Sung, S-U-N-G, and reviewed by another DVM, Jennifer Coates. This was
It's a
posted.
graphic photo. Good Lord.
My
We'll scroll
algorithm
past that.
is.
Sorry for bringing this up, but it's something that people ask about, you know?
So it says humping is a common term for what veterinarians call mounting behavior.
That's why I said M.
Both male. Oh, got you. Both male and female dogs, whether they are spayed or neutered or not, can perform mounting behavior. So why do dogs hump dogs, people, toys, or even just the air?
Mm-hmm.
Mounting is a natural, instinctive behavior in dogs. People commonly think mounting behavior is strictly sexually motivated, but there are many reasons why dogs hump. Number 1 on the list, hormones. An unneutered male dog mounting behavior is in fact influenced by testosterone. It will occur in the presence of an unspayed female dog. Okay, so that's a sexual behavior, right?
Option 1. Yeah.
Some female dogs may also mount people or objects when they're in heat.
Sure.
Again.
Again.
Many pet parents assume the behavior will stop once their dog is neutered, and while neutering may reduce the mounting behavior, not all humping behavior is sexual in nature. Number 2, play.
Yes.
This behavior can begin in puppies 3 to 6 weeks of age. Fact.
Mm-hmm.
The Darrells, I think they did that.
Yeah.
Most commonly during play, both male and female puppies.
So we see this at the dog park a lot, right?
Yes.
So the dogs
Well, I
are
think that's probably number 3 excitement.
Excitement.
There's play and excitement,
Yeah,
which I
both.
feel like are the same thing.
Yeah.
But humping can occur when dogs are excited,
Overstimulated.
such as during play or after greeting another dog. Some dogs may perform this behavior when they see their favorite dog friend or person.
Right. They're just really happy to see you, you know? Is that a whatever in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? They're literally just happy to see you, okay?
Got a dog bone in your
Is
pocket?
that a milk bone in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? And, you know, the thing of it is, though,
There's more.
yeah,
Just saying.
well, she's going to read it to us, and I'm just going to spout off that you shouldn't let this behavior. I mean, if they're on their own, humping in the corner, staring at, you know, their favorite teddy bear, whatever, if you want to let it happen, let it happen. But in a situation like a dog park where there's a ton of other dogs, if you see a dog that's like incessantly humping or running around and trying to hump other dogs or humping the air and all of those things, that can cause a fight, right? Because like other dogs don't necessarily want that behavior if it's coming at them from like a level of excitement or over the top or whatever. So you
No
should
means no.
no means no, even with dogs. So you should try to restrict the behavior or distract them, go play fetch or go take them on a walk. They're overstimulated and they need to be taken out of that situation for a minute to reset, right? Because if not, I've seen a dog snap multiple times on a dog that is humping when they don't like it,
That
right?
quickly becomes not fun.
Yes. I mean, I would probably, if I was a dog and had teeth and somebody started humping me and I didn't want it, I would
Absolutely.
probably say no thank you. Chomp.
Number 4 on the list, attention seeking. Sometimes dogs hump to get their pet parents or another person's attention. After all, it's difficult to ignore. Yes, that's true.
Yes.
A dog may hump to get your attention because you are inadvertently reinforcing their behavior. For example, your dog may mount you to tell you they want to play. You might push them away using your hands or legs, and in your dog's mind, this strategy worked to get your attention.
And now you're playing, right?
And now you are wrestling with them.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
Number 5, social status. Mounting behavior can also be one way of conveying social status in dogs. So this is the totem pole situation.
Yeah, this is the dominance, which is a common one, but not the most common, I don't think. Yeah.
Some dogs may mount other dogs to assert their status, but this behavior is usually accompanied by additional social signaling.
Mm-hmm.
Snapping and
Yeah.
probably like pinning down,
Yes.
that kind of thing. Number 6, anxiety. And this is the last one on the list. Some dogs hump when they're anxious. This is referred to as displacement behavior. The dog engages in a particular behavior as an outlet for their anxious energy, similar to an anxious person tapping their foot.
Yes. Or like a dog chewing up something or breaking out of the crate or doing all of the things, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So should you let dogs hump things? Should you let them do it? They may do it whether you're around or not and in any environment. If it happens for a short period of time and isn't causing any injuries, then there's no harm in allowing the behavior. It may be self-soothing behavior for your dog. However,
This is the humping the teddy bear situation, right?
However, if you think dog humping is an unsightly problem, engage your pet in another behavior. So, like Kara said, distract them,
Play with a toy, throw a
redirect
ball.
them.
Yeah.
Do this whenever they try to mount an object. This may mean keeping all pillows, toys, and blankets out of your dog's reach. Good luck with that.
Did you ever see the Sex and the City movie where she adopts that little Yorkie with like
and then
that
Samantha?
yes,
Yeah.
and she like falls in love because the dog's really like overly sexual and just humping everything. She's like, oh, I need that dog. It's gonna change my life. It's me as a dog. Hilarious.
That was, after she broke up her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, when does it become a problem? It can become a problem when your dog spends most of their time doing this behavior. If you have difficulty distracting or redirecting them, this may be a sign of compulsive behavior. In male dogs, frequent episodes may cause dermatitis may cause dermatitis.
Chafing? Is that what we're talking about here?
When a male dog humps objects frequently enough that he causes lesions to form, it's a serious problem. No shit.
Duh. Oh my God.
The lesions can be painful, obviously, and in some cases, they can cause scarring and therefore forming a urinary blockage.
Good Lord.
I've never seen
a dog that's been that obsessed with humping. If you have an OCD or Yes, I said that as I wished. Let us know if you've experienced this because I have not. My dogs are just not that into anything. So I don't know. Except for Mr. Bojangles, he gets jazzled up at the dog park about anything fluffy. So a husky in particular, any
He's
big
got a type.
fluffy dog. Oh man. It's like more cushion for the pushing, you know what I mean? He gets real jazzed. And I have to watch out. I'm like, if a husky comes in and like I think that might be his type, I have to watch him and like call him back before he does it. It's naughty.
Well, anyway.
That's a funny topic that we've never thought about talking about, and here it is. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot, April.
When you brought it up, I was like, okay. We really are scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't we?
We're going to get some guests in here, people, I promise. Okay.
Oh, man.
So,
What else were we going to talk about?
roulette complete. The big topic today is our favorite topic when it comes to rescue. And I
yes.
honestly think the reason that Holly and I even do this is we're in it for the names.
Yes.
So, right? So,
Yes, we put ourselves through all of this just to name dogs that we never see.
right. I used to be that I had set eyes on and pet every dog that came into rescue. And now I can't
Impossible.
remember the last one that I actually even saw. So, people oftentimes, specifically the people who are releasing the dog to us, get real upset about the fact that we rename every dog or almost every dog that comes into rescue. And so we're going to talk about some of the reasons why we do that and also some of the reasons why it doesn't matter.
So dogs, actually, the truth of the matter is dogs do not have a deep identity tied to their name.
Mm-mm.
It's more about the sound pattern. And so just think about this. Like when you come home and all your dogs are, at the door and they're happy to see you and you're saying, oh my gosh,
My babies,
Radar,
hi."
oh, Reese girl, how are you? What have you been doing, Otter? Were you a good boy today? All the things.
Mm-hmm.
That sound pattern
Mm-hmm.
is mom's home and we're excited and everything's, jazzed and we're just so excited mom's home.
We do this all the time at our house where we're like, say something horrible, but like in a good voice.
Yes.
It's like, oh my gosh, did you know that there's mass genocide happening today in 2026? You guys. And then they'll be like, like happy
Yay.
jumping up and down. Like, what? But they don't care. It's your voice and they're happy to hear you and they're happy to be with you and whatever.
Or at dinner time when it's, okay, who's ready for din din? Okay, let's get your bowls out. I don't know if everybody
Like
talks
the
to their dogs like I
action-
do, but
Right. The action of you reaching to do something, it's them memorizing what you're doing and what that means to them.
yes, but you can hear the difference between, mom's home and hi, how are you? What have you been doing all day? And I'm so excited to see you. And okay, who's ready for din din?
Mm-hmm.
It's a sound situation.
Mm-hmm.
And
A memory of that pattern of how that sounds.
right. And so when you're talking about naming a dog, it's the same exact thing.
Right.
They are able to adapt and adjust very, very quickly.
Mhm.
So if you continually, it's just like your dog has a name and they have a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Or 17 nicknames.
right.
Which, by the way, write
Like-
in with us your favorite nicknames for your dogs. Like, tell us your dog's actual name, and then the 17 other
nickname.
names that you actually call them. I love that. I love that like trend where it's like my dog's name is Bella, but I call her,
Yeah.
Booper Pooper or whatever.
I mean, I got Stan and Stanley and Stan the man, Reese girl. I mean, they're all variations of their
weird.
names.
So we've got Mr. Bojangles, who I mostly call Jangles or Jangies, but most of the time we call him Bubble Boy. Why?
Never heard you call him that.
We do. At home, we call him Bubble Boy. What are you doing, Bubbles? What are you doing? And he gets so, he gets so excited. And I don't know why. Cam started calling him Bubble Boy, and
Like the movie?
no, like
Oh.
I think it derived from we call our dogs the Bubbas. Like, what are the Bubbas doing? That's what we call them as like a group. And I think you'd say, "Hey, Bubba, what you doing?" And then he became
the
Bubble
Bubble
Boy.
That's how it happens.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
And he answers to all of them. And he knows his nickname. And he knows that I'm talking to him. And if I changed his name tomorrow
To Bubble Boy.
to Bubble Boy,
He
he
wouldn't
wouldn't care.
No.
No.
So when people say it feels wrong to change their name, that feeling belongs to them, not to the dog.
To the person. Yeah.
And we've talked about that before. Do you want to try and spell that again?
Nope.
I didn't think so. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh,
but it's
when you're putting a human emotion on
on
an
an animal.
animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, surrendering owners, they are obviously most of the time in a situation where they have to relinquish their dog and they don't want to.
Yeah.
And
Oh, anthropomorphism.
okay. And so they're kind of giving up an important piece of their life, and they probably don't want to be doing it, and it's probably painful. And to think that somebody's just going to be so callous and just rename them,
It feels harsh.
Yeah, it feels like you're erasing
But think
something
about that.
important to them.
It's true. And I get that. But think about it a little bit, right? Like, so what the dog is reacting to is you and their norm and what they're used to. And all of that is changing anyway. So why don't we let their norm become something different so that they can adjust in a new situation? So that to me always felt like a fresh start. And that's what, like, Chris would always say, like, it's your fresh start, right? Like, you've got to give them a new name because this is their new life, right? And it's true. And they pick up on it in a day at maximum, it seems to me. Like, you know.
For me, it's for me it was always a right.
Yes. Oh, it felt like a
As-
huge deal.
Yeah, as being a foster, it's one of the very small tokens of appreciation that we can give up that doesn't cost anything, that doesn't hurt anything, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you get to name your dog, and you can name it whatever you want as long as we haven't used the name before, which we'll talk about the reasoning behind that too. But also, and more importantly, and this is going to sound terrible, hear us out. There's also a very specific science to naming and marketing dogs.
That is right.
If you post a dog on Pet Finder or on Facebook and you call it like John Boy or
Actually,
Bella
John Boy's fine. Bella, no.
or
Buddy, no.
Buddy, yeah, anything that's super vanilla, used all the time, it doesn't stand out. If you name a dog, like, let's just pull up the Master Foster list here.
Let's do it. And actually,
And I'm just going to scroll and stop and see what happens. I mean,
well, one of my favorite recent names was one of the puppies that we got. They're all generic, black, small, mixed breed dogs. And I was going through the names, and guess who went home first? R2D2. And then next, you've got Fable. That's a wonderful name. Very different. We've got
Polly Pocket.
that was a good one.
Dahmer. That was the murder puppies.
Yeah. Winnie Bago.
Bruce
Stop
Willis.
It. Yep.
Hendrix. Beulah.
Yep.
Marzipan.
That was that was really good. I like that one.
Mary Poppins.
Also cute.
I mean, it's just funny. And you never know who is scrolling adoptable dogs and what kind of emotional connection they're going to have to the name.
I actually have an amazing story about that I love to this day. And
Go for it.
so it was a pug thing, of course. And so I'm fostering it, and I named the dog Poutine. I've never even had
Like the French
right,
fries
like the French fries with the gravy.
Yeah.
Like Poutine.
Delicious.
But like a funny name for a dog, like completely random. It just came to
Absolutely.
me when I saw the dog. I was like, that's Poutine, whatever. So Canada has French history, right? Like the poutine is very, like, it's a thing in Canada.
For sure.
And turns out this family was scrolling through. They had lost their dog and they saw the name Poutine and they all were like, well, that's hilarious. And they clicked on the profile, began reading and thought, oh my gosh, actually, this seems like the type of dog we're looking for. They applied, they came and met Poutine, and they were the kindest, most wonderful human beings on the planet. I was so happy. And they only chose and landed on that dog because it was a name that made them go, what? And to this day, dog still named Poutine. Months ago, maybe beginning of last year, probably, so maybe about a year ago or more, I was driving down the road and someone's honking next to me and I'm like, oh my God, I probably cut someone. I'm a terrible driver, so who can say? And I look over and there people are pointing, roll down your window, roll down your window. And I forget all the time that I have Oh My Dog license plates, right? So I roll down my window and they're like, hey, it's us. And I'm like, hi, I don't remember you. And they're like, we adopted Poutine. And like, to this day, these people are so obsessed with this dog. They send me updates. They're calling me out on the street at stoplights, like saying how thankful they are. And it was just because of this stupid name that was not Bella or Buddy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it makes a difference. It makes people pause and go, wait a minute, who's that? What's that?
And it could have
works
equally
every
been
time.
somebody that has a famous family recipe for poutine, or
Right.
and
Some
their
sort of
grandma
connection.
just died, and her death row wish meal was poutine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you just never know what the connection is going to be. I think also it helps us connect with new fosters, because inevitably we'll get a new foster
And we'll
start our group chat. We're like, okay, what do you want to name him? And they'll be like, Bella. And we'll be like, no. And we're like, no, girl, you're gonna have to get weird. Like,
yeah, pick something strange.
and it helps us kind of break the ice with them and be like, hey, we're half a bubble off.
Yeah.
So
Just so you know what we're
you're
dealing
gonna have
with.
to get on our same level and pick something funny, and it has to be something that we've never had before. We have always had kind of this rule that we don't ever reuse a name, and my mom's like, how are you ever gonna hold that up forever?
We can do it forever.
And I'm like, well, you just put Lynn on the end of anything,
Right. Yeah. Give it a middle name.
Ted episode
Sometimes
here.
sometimes they're like so obsessed with like, I want my dog to be named Clara. It's like, well, we've had a Clara. So Clara Ann or Clara Lynn or whatever, you wanted to call it. Like, you can always do something, but.
And this is, unfortunately for me, I don't know about you, maybe you can chime in on this, but it's kind of lost its luster. I still laugh and I still make fun of people in the group chat that they're in, not behind your back. I would never make fun of you behind your back. I'm going to say that
Right
shit straight to your face. But we've named almost 800 dogs.
The number
we have it. I mean, we've been a part of
but
it.
the number of dogs that I personally have named is like, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
And so now here I am, and this topic for the podcast kind of came up because of Seffi, which we talked about in the last episode, who I've adopted. And she came with the name Persephone.
Ugh, horrible.
Horrible name.
Hate it.
But it's a Greek goddess, blah, 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 whatever. But on one of her vet records, it said Seffi. And I was like, okay, they've shortened it to Seffi.
Right.
But she doesn't come to it.
She doesn't even like it.
She doesn't care. I mean, I've never once been like, hey, Seffi, and her look at me like, hi.
It's me.
It's almost like she still remains unnamed.
I think it's time that we figure this out. We're going to give her a different name, I think.
And
maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe she'll be Seffi forever, but I don't feel it.
I don't feel it either. And I don't think she feels it. And when these dogs come into Oh My Dog, most of the time they're coming from less than stellar situations. They're in a shelter, they're on a youth list, they're being surrendered, they're strays, they're shelter transfers, whatever. I mean, there's rarely their owner died. Like, there's rarely a situation where they're coming from a good, like,
right.
It's time to start over.
Right.
It's time to rebrand. It's time for a fresh start. So maybe that's it. Maybe this is the time for Seffi. We need to follow our own rules and rename this girl.
I agree. I think it needs to happen. And I love that you told me that she's kind of like a feisty girl.
She's a little bit feisty.
So I think that that'll help me to like, usually you tell me like, oh, I need a name for this dog and I can give it to you in like 30 seconds. But first of all, I haven't met Seffi to be named
In person, right.
in person. And I didn't really like, looking at her, I don't know. Like I don't have an immediate like poutine,
don't
you know, like
either.
I don't have
and I've never run into this
never name block.
ever. It's so weird.
It's because
Honestly, it gave me pause
you didn't have a
adopting
name.
her.
Yes.
Because I couldn't rename her. I couldn't think of anything that fit her.
I would feel the same way.
It's very weird.
You know, when
I've never been in this situation before.
when I adopted Guinea Boopert, her name was so she was a breeder and they had like a weird name for her and it was something Kimberly. And so I called her Lil Kim. That's what her name was with the rescue. But immediately when I knew I wanted to keep her, I was like, well, her name's not going to actually be Lil Kim. That's just not what I want. That's not what I want her name to be. So we ended up, and then and now her name is Boop, right? But we had to go through the whole thing, and it took me years to like land on what her actual name was. And she has no idea that her name was ever
Lil Kim.
Kimberly or Lil Kim
Right.
or Guinea or anything. She doesn't know any of those names. She only knows Boop or Boopy.
Also, we fully anticipate whoever adopts these dogs to rename them as well.
But sometimes
And
they
that-
don't. It's really
and sometimes
great.
they don't. A lot of times they don't. And that's cool too. I don't care. But so that's kind of that just reinforces what a novelty it is for us and for our fosters to
Yeah.
name a dog for, 3 weeks.
Right.
Like, but anyway, back to the surrendering thing. Yes, like they get a little upset sometimes. We explain it to them why we do it.
Yeah.
We
Well, I was telling Holly, every single dog that I ever go pick up directly from the person who is surrendering, I say, just so you know, when you see me post this dog on social media and tell the story or whatever, do not be offended. I am going to change the name because that's what we do and that's how we
Right.
keep track of everyone. So
Yes.
that's why we don't let anyone have a repeat name because that's our system.
record keeping. Yeah.
We don't have our dogs aren't numbers here, right? Like we have a name for every dog and that's how we keep track in all of our books and records and all of that. So it's important to us and it's fun for us. And so
In fact, Otter, we had an otter when Otter came in.
yes, we had to
And
name him
we had to name him Grumpy Otter.
Harry Otter.
Harry Otter.
He became Grumpy
He
Otter as
became-
it turns
well,
out.
there we are. See?
Yep.
See how that happened? Okay, so new adopters, they may hesitate because they don't want to confuse the dog. Well, if we told them they had a totally different name 3 weeks before now.
Right.
So
Do whatever you want.
don't
Name
worry
him
about
whatever
that.
you want.
They may want to respect its past.
Eh,
Dogs don't give a shit.
no.
They're afraid of doing something wrong. Well, that's not really our type of adopter. Anyway. The reality is that most dogs learn a new name in a few days
Yep.
if it's used consistently and paired with good things. So
Yeah. Positive experience.
Yes.
They're going to go for it.
from a rescue perspective, and we've already kind of talked about this a little bit about, a terrible name and marketing and whatnot, but they also might come with a name like, what did this suggest? Killer or
Oh, something mean.
Bitey or,
Well, that's true, right?
like, how do you want me to adopt out a pit bull mix that's named Bitey?
Killer. Now,
like that's never gonna work. We gotta rebrand here
100%. However,
into like Daisy or something.
we remember that mean little Chihuahua that we had, and
Which one? You're gonna have
Waffle?
to be more oh
Waffle.
God.
But actually, that
Yeah.
that dog's name, legitimately, I named her, and
Twat Waffle.
on the books is Twat Waffle. Okay, Twat Waffle. But I just put Waffle on the website,
Right.
because Twat Waffle would have maybe been a slower
Inappropriate.
adoption and slightly inappropriate. But that was her name because she was one of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Hilarious. So you got to have some fun with it. Well, and for my favorite rename that I've done is my foster dog, which someone needs to take immediately, is he came in as the name Griffin. And actually, it's very funny because all of his prescriptions that I have to go pick up, which I probably need to go pick up this week, another round, all of his prescriptions, their last name, the people who had him before, was Stewart. So it literally says Stewart Griffin, like Stewie Griffin
Oh,
on the name, like the Family Guy guy.
American. No.
Yeah, Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the football head shaped guy.
Yes.
So I'm like, shoot, I should have just named him Stewie Griffin. That's hilarious.
Right.
But I didn't because he has seizures pretty consistently, and so I named him Alabama Shakes. Sometimes you got to just have some fun with it. And less than a day, like half a day, he was with us, and we were calling him Alabama. And whenever I bring a dog into the house, I never tell Cam or anybody who is going to be helping me to care for the dog what the dog's previous name was, because they always try to call him the previous name. I'm like, no. I'm like, well, they're like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, Alabama Shakes. And they're like, what? And they always just, and so then from then on out, half the day in, Alabama Shakes was like, oh, I'm Alabama. Cool.
Right.
I like it. Give me those treats.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
They don't care.
They don't give a shit.
And so that's why I'm not too, concerned about finding the right name for Seffi immediately. And that goes for you and your dogs too. If you adopted a dog,
and you find out that you named them an insensitive name culturally and you weren't aware of it when you did so, and you need to change their name after having them for 3 to 5 years, that's fine.
But she wouldn't know anything about that. No, if you adopted a dog or bought a dog and it came with a name and you just kept it, but you've never really felt it, honestly, girl,
change it.
Go for it.
Screw it. They don't care. They just want your love. They want your companionship.
If you're going through a life change and you're rebranding and you want your dog to go ahead with you, do it.
Yeah. You can all change your last name, okay?
Everything's good. I do want to just I just want to do the scroll thing and name off some of these. So Winnie, it's Scribbles. I liked that one. Scribbles.
Oh, yeah. Cam named that one. That's one of her favorite dogs at daycare, so she stole that name for one of those.
We had a Chip and Queso.
That was good.
They came together, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Clyde Walters. I don't know.
I don't remember Clyde Walters.
It was a Labradoodle.
Oh, they almost returned that dog, but then changed their minds, so that was good.
Weird.
Hootenanny is one of my favorites that we have right now because that dog is absolutely a hootenanny. He is a fiasco of a dog.
Salty Dog. I had that one.
I loved Salt. Oh,
he really was salty too.
Yes.
Dr. Panda. Monty McMutters.
Those people just emailed an update the other day saying how much they loved him. That was the one that was hairless.
This is another reason we do this, because we are better able to recall.
Remember who the dog was.
Who it was, where it came from, what the story was, if the owners followed up, what the follow-up was, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of the times, the adopters will email us and say, hey, update on Bella.
Yeah, this is literally
FK.
the email. Monty McMutters, now Kirby.
Right.
We love our adopted baby too now. We love him so freaking much. We would like to know more about him before you rescued him. Thank God you did. And then they send a little message.
But formerly known as, FKA. Yeah, they'll always put that in there.
Yep.
Just always fun.
Yeah.
Because I do like to see what the new name is, and 9.8 times out of 10, the new name is so much worse than the name that we gave them. Torchy.
That's because she got him during the Olympics.
See?
Yeah.
All these have a...
And I remember that.
And then we had this... Oh, we didn't talk about this. So when we get groups of dogs, we do themes. Like there was the state fair dogs.
Mm-hmm.
There was sweet corn, corn dog, lemonade, butter, taffy, cookie, grandstand, Ferris, slingshot, and bush.
And then we had the wine dogs. So Greta Grigio, Merlot, Pinot, Lambrusco, Zin, Syrah, Chardonnay, Noir, Chianti.
We had
hilarious.
the murder puppy.
Yes. That was
some people
divisive.
got a bit upset about that, and I did not see that coming.
Yep.
Chewbarca. That's just hilarious.
That's funny. We had Grandpa.
I mean, there's other ones that are not
Pie.
as funny, like Casper.
But still.
Vil.
Yeah. Vil
Penny.
was... I never understood what...
Roy. I named Roy. Roy boy.
I named Tony Danza, which was a great name for that dog, and turns out they kept it.
They should have. Mr. Murado.
Yep. I named that one too because he came with purple hair, and Murado is Spanish for purple. So Hilarious.
I did keep Otter's name though.
Lincoln Log. They kept Lincoln Log. He looked like a Lincoln Log,
He did.
and they kept his name.
Fat little thing.
Yep. Stumpy.
Swiss cake roll.
Reba McEntire. Edgar Allan. Like, come on. I love these. Limousine. They kept his name Limousine. He was a low rider basset hound, and he's so naughty. And I hear him at the dog park all the time. They're like, Limo!
Oh my gosh. Murr and Sal. Wasn't that a movie?
It's from the Jokers, that show. Do you know what we're talking about? Tanner, have you heard this? It's like the something Jokers where they're like doing Impractical Jokers.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, Murr and Sal are from that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll believe you. Schnitzel.
That's cute.
Loved it.
Yep.
Ravioli. Now some people have strategies on this. So like Carrie, she does whatever national day it is.
If you look up today, like what is the national day of today? There's one for every day since social media came out.
Sure.
National
There's probably
Day
multiple for each
today.
day.
Yeah, there are. So today is National Nevada Day. That's stupid. But anyway, she would choose. So, for instance, she named one of her recent dogs Andy because it was National
Andy's Mints.
Andy's Mints or Chocolate Mint Day or whatever. So she named the dog
Right.
Andy, which was adorable. And she does really good. She comes up with something different each time.
It's easy.
Yeah, and it's an easy like point of where to go rather than
Right.
just everything open.
Other people have an ongoing theme.
Yes.
You know, they might always name their dog after fruit or
Well,
whatever.
Thomas and Emily did theirs based on the number of foster they had.
I still don't like
so they
that
do-
Fang thing.
I don't like the name Fang. I'm going to see him on Tuesday.
Tell them I don't approve,
Miss Fang.
and they should take that seriously.
Yep. I don't know. I don't like it either. But anyway, they did Juan for
Oh,
number one.
Clementine Delight.
Oh.
Delay?
Oh,
what was that one
Delia,
about?
because the bearded lady.
Yes.
Clementine Delia. She was the bearded lady. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Hilarious. Princess Bubblegum, like somebody let their kid name the dog and that's what they picked. Like hilarious. And that dog went first. Like of all of the dogs that in that litter of puppies, immediate, you know.
Q-tip.
That was a good one. Groovy Joe. ZZ Top. Those people still contact me and come by and bring donations and they call her ZZ. Yeah.
Love it.
Love it too.
So
Anyway.
that hopefully clears up anything about names. And now I will happily take name suggestions for Steffi, and she will be the featured photo for this podcast.
She will. So we want two things. We want names for Seffi, and then we want your dog's name, and then all of the nicknames that you call them and that they answer to equally to their regular
Yes.
name, right? So anyway, just
all
kind
of
of fun.
What's your dog's name?
Maxie.
And
She gets Maximilian, and then the kids have like a 5-name Maximilian Sir Scrumptious something.
Right,
They're the only ones that know how to say it in the right order.
yeah, it's like yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, her nickname is Your Dog. You need to go walk.
Your dog. Your dog pooped in the hallway.
Yep.
Yeah, like it.
Well, we'll see
That's
if
right.
anything clicks for dear Steffi.
Oh, I hope so. Please help us name. I cannot
My
believe
dad is so not on board with this either.
he doesn't want to change her name.
No, he's not on board with changing names, period. Don't you remember this?
I know, but sometimes dads are wrong.
Go tell him that.
I did.
Let me know how it works out.
I did. Pops, sometimes you're wrong.
Yeet. She said it, not me. Anyway, that's all I got.
That's right. So anyway, tell us what you named your dogs. Tell us what Holly should name her dog and continue having fun with us.
Until then.
We'll figure it out.
What I mean when I see, what I see, what I feel, when I dream, when I be, I'm a freak. What up? Oh, what up? Everybody look at me when I'm free, when I feel, what I see, when I do it, I'm a freak. What up? Oh, what up? Say what we got, it's hot to spot, give up the drop, see what we got, do what, do what? We got to go, the body flow, too hot to show, the front row, we won't stop.
people oftentimes, specifically the people who are releasing the dog to us, get real upset about the fact that we rename every dog or almost every dog that comes into rescue. And so we're going to talk about some of the reasons why we do that and also some of the reasons why it doesn't matter.